can do the thing better by doing more of the thing. Chris Williamson, aka Modern Wisdom, talks about doing the thing in his podcast. And doing the thing for everyone looks different. And the thing is different for everybody. But I will be telling you guys how you can do the thing better today. And the thing is, what you're trying to pursue, whether it be your personal business, side hustle, what you're trying to replace with your job. Like for me right now, it would be YouTube. Like YouTube would be the thing for me. Like trying, like if I'm not doing the thing, then I can't get better at it. So something to do with, contemplation or doing YouTube for me right now is the thing, but it looks different for everybody else. What they're trying to pursue to potentially be an avenue to, purpose, or what they want to do with their life, or, what they're trying to do to get out of the situation they're in. But if today I'll be telling you guys how to do the thing better, I believe. And Marcus Aurelius tells us in Meditations, you need to do more, or you need to do less of what is inessential. And in doing less of what is inessential, you get the double benefit of doing what is essential better. So, what we can take from that, I believe, and bring into the modern day is when you're trying to pursue something, if you're not doing something that is getting you closer to that goal, that is not the thing. That is not what you should be pursuing if you're truly serious about it. And obviously, there's a time and a place for, leisure, contemplation, eating, daily, lively, things that we humans need to do. But there's a lot of things I believe that people say yes to that isn't doing the thing that if they really want to, turn pro, like Stephen Pressfield talks about in his book, Turning Pro, you can't say yes to. He talks a lot about in The War of Art, how he had to stop playing golf with his friends because he was trying to write a book. It was easier for him. He wanted to go play golf, but he knew he couldn't go play golf if he was to make a masterpiece with his book and put his, give his best and do the best work he knew he could do. He knew he couldn't go and play golf every single day with his friends. He knew he had to say no and use his discipline. And just because he wanted to do it, he knew that wasn't the thing. That wasn't going to get him closer to his goals. So he said no. And that's what we have to do in our lives if we want to actually get better at the essential things and get better at the thing and actually see some improvements and see some, you know, improvements, really. That's really what it is. If you want to get better at something, you have to do it at the end of the day. And when you're not doing it, then you're not getting better at it. And, a lot of people will try to be, optimize a lot of things. But at the end of the day, if you just work really hard and, put time into it, you know, I don't think you're entitled to the fruits of your labor. I think you're only entitled to your labor. But, you know, you will, I think, see some benefits more likely than not if you focus on the thing and put a lot of effort into it day in and day out and say no to unessential things. Like in The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, I was just talking about, he talks about the resistance a lot in that. And resistance wants you to do everything but the thing. Resistance wants you to go, play golf. Resistance wants you to go play video games. It wants you to scroll on social media. It wants you to do any and everything that isn't beneficial to you getting better at the thing. And it's not good. You don't want to let the resistance defeat you, but you got to know that it's there and that it's trying to get you to stop doing the thing. And once you realize that, it can be almost be easier to defend against it. And I think we've all done it before where you got to do something and then you find yourself like cleaning and you're like, for no reason, like your room could already be pretty clean and then you're like rearranging something that you never even use, and you're just like 20 minutes go by and you're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this right now? And it's because you're procrastinating. At the end of the day, it's the resistance. It's harder to sit down and, if you're a writer, look at the page and formulate, words and start doing the thing. And then it's harder to do that than it is to, rearrange your silverware or rearrange the decor in your house. It's a lot easier to do that stuff. So you need to be aware that that stuff is yelling at you every second to do it, because that's the resistance trying to get you to stop doing the thing that you're meant to do, the thing that will give you purpose, the thing that will make you fulfilled, the thing that will make you happy. That is what resistance is trying to stop you from doing. And if you can just fight that and focus on it, then you'll get the double benefit of doing the thing better, because you're giving it more time, more attention, and you don't need to try to work out all these optimizing, time crunch hacks. You can just, spend more time and work harder. And then over time, you'll realize the optimizing hacks, but you'll do it while working harder and while doing it. So instead of getting a double benefit, you'll start getting triple and quadruple benefits from doing the thing, because you've been doing it so hard. you know um, Momentum is very key. When you get the ball rolling and you got some momentum going, you don't want to stop and then hit the brakes. When you have momentum, you want to hit the gas even harder, because you have momentum. You want to use that. You don't want to, once you start getting in the swing of it and getting the consistency and doing the thing and getting better at the thing, you don't want to just pump the brakes. You want to use momentum. So when you see momentum building, go for it. Try to get that momentum to build up even more and get that kinetic energy going on doing the thing. And you don't need to you don't need to be doing a bunch of voodoo rituals to do the thing either. It's not about you know taking 5 hours before you start your bout of work, because that's when you're most creative. Just jump into it and see what happens. And if nothing happens for the first 5 hours, then is what it is. But I believe something will happen if you do just jump into it and don't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time is now. The perfect time to do whatever it is you want to do is right now. And resistance will try to come in and tell you, no, no, it's not. The best time was back then. The best time was 2 years ago, before everyone else was doing it. The best time was back then. Now you're late to the party. You don't even stand a chance. And in some ways that is true, but in other ways, in the way that is true, the second best time to start is now. So just do what you can in that situation, because sometimes the best time to start was back then, but you can't control the past. So luckily for you, the second best time to start is right now. So just go out and start doing it, and start cutting out the unessential things in your life so that you can do the thing better and do the thing more and do the thing harder. Just focus on doing the thing and see what happens.